afternoon and welcome back to my podcast. You are joining me here in a very sunny and blue sky Gloucestershire. And this is where I live with my partner and my little boy and our pets. This is going to be a very chatty one today. It's midweek. Well, it's Tuesday. I'm on a wedding week this week, so I'm doing the flowers for just a small intimate celebration on Thursday, but it means that I'm kind of pulled in lots of different directions, but I have some stuff to say or chat about. So I thought I would film a video. Thank you so much if you're joining me for the first time, or if you've watched me before, thank you so much. I'm really enjoying doing these videos and I hope you're enjoying them too. The first thing I would like to chat about or give you a final update on is my home cardigan that I am wearing today. Oh, it's still got a stitch marker. It's got 2 stitch markers in. Excellent. So I spoke about this one in my last podcast and I did a little try on of it pre-blocking. I've now blocked it and I have some thoughts. So this is my first, hang on a second, there's a cat scratching to get out. Bear with me. Okay. This is my first garment that I've knitted since getting back into knitting a couple of months ago. And I can really tell that it's my first one back after a long time. Things that I'm a bit disappointed with are that it didn't block in the way that I wanted it to, or the way that I was hoping it would. So I was hoping that it would grow a bit more at the back, but not lengthways, and the opposite's happened. So I don't know if you're going to be able to see, incredibly flattering. It's still quite short at the back, but it has really, really grown lengthwise. So it's a drop shoulder design, but the shoulders are so dropped that they're kind of right at my elbow, and the sleeves are much bigger than I really would have wanted them. So yeah, it feels like all the weight has kind of gone to the sides. I don't know if that's the way that I blocked it. Maybe when I was kind of picking it up, I kind of picked it up the wrong way. You know how you sometimes you try and not stretch it or shape it too much when you're picking it up out of the bath or anything like that, but it was super heavy when I picked it up. So I don't love it. I think basically it's 90% acrylic, 10% alpaca. So I didn't think that level of alpaca would cause so much stretching this way. I don't know. I haven't really knitted with acrylic before. So I don't know, does it grow? I kind of thought that it mimicked woolly wool in that it didn't grow as much, but something has made it really grow. It's boiling. I feel really warm in it. I mean, it is really sunny. I'm going to take it off in a minute when I finish showing you. But that's my main complaint, is that it's just grown so much in the shoulders. If I was to make it again, I don't know, I picked up the right number of stitches, but perhaps I should have picked up less stitches. I don't know. I don't know why it's grown so much over the shoulder. If anyone has any ideas, please do let me know. I think I would still wear it around the house if it was chilly. It does feel soft, but I don't think it's one that I'm going to wear out of the house. I've ordered the buttons. So again, I don't know if you can see, but once the buttons are on, that might help keep its shape a bit. I don't know how much you're going to be able to see. So I'm going to take that off because it's warm. But there we go, that's my update on this finished object. Hello, editing Poppy. I have realised watching the footage back that I have not said what this project is. This is the home cardigan by Kadri. You see how it's really heavy from like sideways, but not so heavy lengthways. I also don't like where I've picked up the button band in another colour. You can kind of see the colour coming through. I don't know, all in all, I'm not that happy with it, but it was a good one for kind of practicing getting back into the swing of knitting garments. So that's going down there. Now, my next thing that I wanted to talk about, just have some water, is that I've got a couple of yarn buying opportunities coming up, which is very exciting. So firstly, I'm going to Bath with my family on Saturday, I think, as a pre-Mother's Day treat. So I'm hoping to visit, I'll probably visit wool in Bath rather than a yarn story, just because, I don't know, like there's only like so many shops you can drag a 5-year-old round, and a yarn story is a bit further out of the centre. Plus, I think my budget, or the budget that I'm working with, might be better in wool. I don't know. They're both lovely yarn shops. I just think that if I'm going with my family, I don't want to be like dragging them all the way out, like further away from the centre than I need to. So I've got that coming up. And then I've also got, very excitingly, a trip to Big Flock in Bristol. So it's the first Big Flock yarn show that Bristol's had for, I mean, I don't know if there were ever yarn shows in Bristol, but it's certainly the first one that I know about, and it's the first Big Flock. So that's put on by Bird Street Yarns, and they are a Bristol-based indie dyer. And I think I know of them from my friend Becca, who is exhibiting at Big Flock, and I'll talk to you a little bit about what she does in a minute. So I think they used to do kind of monthly meetups or sporadic meetups called the Little Flock, and now they're launching a bigger yarn festival. So very excited. Previously, I've been to Wonderwool and I've been to Unravel, which was amazing. It feels like such a long time ago now. But yeah, I'm really excited to go, but I really want to kind of go with a plan in mind, because you know what it's like, you get there and it's just like, oh, all these amazing things. So those two trips coming up, I wanted to kind of chat through the projects that I want to make next and what kind of yarn I would perhaps get for them. So I've been doing some planning, so let me see where I am. The things that I want to make, they're all in my, I think were all featured in my spring and summer knitting plans video. The Ardent tee, or just, I think it's just called Ardent, is a potential. That's a really nice, colourful t-shirt, but it's got a frill sleeve feature, it's got stripes and a third colour on the back, it's cropped. And it's just, yeah, it's really, really nice. I probably should buy the pom-pom magazine that it's in soonish if I'm going to be thinking about getting the yarn to make that. My only issue with that one as a potential for buying the yarn for it at the yarn festival is that it's sport weight, and you don't see so much sport weight at yarn festivals. I think it's mainly kind of 4-ply, fingering, and DK. You don't really get much variation on that. I don't know. But I'm definitely bearing that one in mind. And if I decide not to look at that one for Big Flock, I might see if wool in Bath have sport weight yarn. So that's an option. Another option in a similar vein is the So Summer shirt. So that is by Jessie May Designs, and that is a fingering weight garment. So again, it's kind of short sleeves, cropped, and they make the sample in a cotton linen blend. I've never knit with linen before. When I look at photos of it kind of before it's knit up, I'm a bit like me. I don't really know whether I'm going to like the process of knitting with it, but I want to actually make some summer knits that I am going to wear. And so I think cotton, linen, those kind of fabrics are going to be much more wearable in the summer. So the good thing about all of these really is that I'm not going to need loads and loads and loads of yarn. So the So Summer shirt, if I was to knit that in the 1XL, which is what I think I would, it says you need between 672 and 840 yards. So really I might be able to get away with just 2 skeins, 200 gram skeins. A couple of the exhibitors that I'm really excited to see are Blue Fern Yarns. Now she's got a yak base, but I think from watching Wool Needles Hands, I think that's what she's called, Taylor, I've just watched one of her videos where she talks about yarn substitutions. It's such a handy video for talking about like the characteristics of certain fibres and all that kind of stuff. So I will link that video because yeah, it's really good. She's just got so much knowledge to share. I'm really enjoying working my way through her podcasts. She has a Patreon as well, which I think I might join because I think she gives away so much knowledge. So yeah, I think I would like to join her Patreon to support her. But anyway, I digress. So she was talking about alpaca, yak, llama, like all those kind of yarns are much stretchier, which has got me thinking perhaps it's the alpaca element in my home cardigan that's made it stretch out so much. So maybe not yak, but she does do a merino and silk blend. I think silk is quite cool, and then merino, although it's a wool, it does kind of wick moisture away. So merino silk in a fingering weight would probably be a good bet. So Blue Fern does a couple of colourways that I love. One called Emerald, which is like a gorgeous emerald green, and one called Ink, which is a lovely deep blue. So I'm really excited about checking her out and seeing what bases she's got and what colours she's got. Then who else have I written down here? Oh, there's another exhibitor called Loom, who I've never heard of before, but they've got some beautiful, solid colours, very natural looking colours. And she has an alpaca linen. But then again, alpaca with linen with silk. I don't know about the stretchiness. But then if it's just a croppy kind of summer t-shirt, it doesn't matter if it's got a nice drape. In fact, that could be quite nice. So I'm really interested in that base. So it's 50% alpaca, 25% linen, 25% silk. And she's got a particular colour that I really love, which is golden green, which is a very deep chartreusey colour. I like that a lot. And then there's another exhibitor called Pixie Yarn, who does amazing semi-solid colours, and she does do a sport weight, and she does just an amazing array of greens. I'm really feeling green at the moment, so she does so many different greens, so I'm looking forward to seeing what she will bring. So lots of options for a fingering weight garment. I think that's going to be my best bet at Big Flock. I think there's just going to be the most variety in that kind of weight, but I'm specifically looking for cotton blends, linen blends, silk blends. So I'm excited. Another option in terms of garments is the Stromboli by Caitlin Hunter. So that's a light fingering weight, kind of sleeves to about elbow, and it's all over lace. She makes that in I think it's a cotton linen, or maybe it's something in silk. I'll double check that. But with that one, I think having a lovely drape is in keeping with the characteristics of what she suggests. So again, something in merino and silk maybe, or the alpaca linen one. Again, I think in a green or a blue. The problem with me and yarn, one of the problems, is that I just see those kind of amazing speckled or variegated yarns, and I just want to have them. But then I don't know if I'm going to wear a heavily variegated garment. So I'm going to have to try and rein myself in a bit in terms of what I want. I was wondering whether an option at Big Flock would be to buy some sock yarn. I know I keep going on about how I'm not a sock knitter, but then I want to knit some socks. So would it be a waste of money to buy sock yarn if I'm not going to knit any socks with it? But there's a really nice set from, I haven't written the name down, so that's helpful. Botanical Yarn. She's got a sock set called Birthday Cake Sock Yarn, and it's kind of a cream base with the speckles that you'd associate with birthday cake kind of colour, and a very bright pink and a very bright yellow for contrasting cuffs and heels. It looks amazing. And she does other sets, like there's a unicorny one, and yeah, it's just really nice stuff. So perhaps I will cast a pair of socks on. I have got, this is going to be, hang on. Crash, crash, clatter. In my box of stash yarn, I have got some sock yarn that I could potentially cast a pair of socks on with soon, just to see how I feel about it. I've got this one from Knit Picks, which is in the cucumber colourway. And I have got some little mini skeins. That one is by my friend when she was dyeing yarn. So that's a really nice one. And then I've got another bag somewhere with little mini skeins in as well. And this is really nice. That's got stellina in, so it's got a bit of sparkle. That's by Sparkle Duck. This is a really nice one. This is Madeline Tosh. Yeah, so Madeline Tosh Euro Sock Gentle Monster. I like that a lot. Again, that would be nice with that, with contrasting cuffs and heels and toes. And then I've got this one, which I think is more of a Christmassy one. It's from the Yarn Lab. Oh yeah, Santa in the Sky with yarn. So who knows? Maybe I will knit some socks. I don't know. That's maybe the plan. Maybe I will cast on some socks and see how it goes. And then if by May I am loving knitting socks, maybe then I will buy some sock yarn from Big Flock. In terms of other exhibitors that I am looking forward to seeing, my friend Becca, she is Moth and Found, and she makes amazing project bags. And the particular one that I like, the bigger one, it just seems like it's like a knitting bag TARDIS that you can just fit everything in. So I'm hankering after one of those. And then there's another exhibitor who is Unwrapped Yarn, who does lots of accessories. So I feel like I need perhaps some new pins, some new stitch markers. I need it. Obviously, I need all these things. Yes, so those are the people I'm excited to see. I've also forgotten that I wrote down here, do I go for a more woolly wool to knit the Nordic Bloom vest? Because although in my spring and summer plans video, I said that was perhaps not the right knit for the summer because it's bulky weight. It's just, I keep thinking about it. I like it so much. So I don't know. I'll see what's on offer. I'll write a little list to see how much yarn I'm going to need for all these things, and then I'll see how it goes. I will let you know how my trip to Bath goes and what yarn I have bought. I'm sure I will do an acquisitions section in my next podcast. So that is that everything I wanted to talk about in terms of my plans? Possibly. At the moment, I am knitting on April's vest, which is going great guns. I'm filming a separate video about that, which I don't know if that's really going to be that interesting because it's not a particularly challenging knit, or I don't know, but I'm doing it more of a kind of week in the life of, this is what I kind of get up to when I'm not knitting and when I am knitting, that kind of thing. So we'll see how that goes. I did want to recommend, I wanted to talk about tea. So I am very much a Yorkshire Gold tea drinker during the day. and then I'll have one coffee a day, which has to be pre-lunchtime because then I won't be able to sleep if it's any later than that. But at night, I've swapped my Yorkshire Gold tea for some herbal tea, and I've been on the lookout for a really good herbal tea. I am quite fussy with herbal teas. I like them I don't like too much hibiscus, which is like a very sweet kind of, but kind of a bit of a cloying berry flavour. So, and it just seems to be in everything. So I am a bit fussy, but I found a lovely tea called Dozy Girl, and I will get the packet. So this is the tea. So it's by Bird and Blend Tea Company, who do just amazing teas, amazing blends. This is what the sachet looks like. And this is what the tea looks like. And it is, so they describe it as a soothing, sleepy time blend of chamomile, lavender and rose. So it has got hibiscus in there, but it's not too much. So it's chamomile blossoms, lemon verbena, hibiscus, rose petals, lemon verbena stalks and lavender blossoms. And it is a delight. So if you're in the market for some herbal tea at night time, this is really good. Not sponsored, not gifted, just tea I like. And then I just also wanted to show you one bit from another very talented friend. So Stephanie Cole Design is one of my friends, and she just is an illustrator. So she makes gorgeous cards, prints, all kinds of stuff, paints amazing murals. But she has got a range of pin badges. So this is the flower design. And I love them. And I think they'd look great on a project bag. So I wanted to just give her a little whoop whoop because she's amazing. And just look at this sticker. Look how cute that is. So cute. So yes, Stephanie Cole Design for all your greeting card and present needs. Bird and Blend Tea for your tea needs. So I think that's everything. I am about to go and check on the flowers that are in the studio / garage and make sure they're all okay. I find that when I'm doing weddings, I'm just in and out, just checking like in case something awful's happened to the flowers. And then tomorrow I'm doing all the making. So I might shoot a little bit of that and put it in my weekly vlog thing. Okay, I think that's everything. I hope you have a lovely rest of the week. May the weather stay nice, and